Hello, good morning, good afternoon, maybe good evening. So this is the space race. This is the first lesson in Unit 3, in Listening 3. You can find this lesson in your booklet. You can find it on page 22. Where have I gone? In the previous unit was health and food. So maybe the last unit you did looked at obesity, teenage obesity, some useful transition signal language in that lesson. And of course, building immunity. Yes, we had a couple of lessons on that. There was a lesson about the flu, which is quite interesting, and this lesson about building immunity. I think there's also a lesson in here about DNA testing. So some quite interesting and some quite relevant lessons to us in that unit. This unit is very interesting. I like this unit and I like this lesson. So this lesson is about the space race. So what I want you to do first, I want you to find some interesting facts about the space race. Okay, so use Google. Find 5 interesting facts. Okay, something a little bit different, not just something very, very easy. Yeah. So pause the video. Try to find 5 interesting facts, and then when you're ready to resume, you can resume the video, and we'll continue. Okay, so I found some interesting facts. I'm not sure how interesting maybe some of these are. It started in 1955, so just after World War II had finished, and it lasted until about 1975. It was the Soviet Union, yes, which is now Russia, against the USA, and lots of other interesting information. Yes, about Sputnik was the name of the Russian satellite. Buzz Aldrin landed on the moon. President Kennedy ordered the mission to the moon. Yeah, so there's some interesting facts there to get us started. Right, so what I'd like you to do then is watch the video and put these events in the order in which they happen. Okay, now this is not very easy. There's a couple of gotchas here. So watch the video, put these events in chronological order. To find the video, you can find it on your Schoology page. You can also type this, who won the space race, TED, and it takes us here. This is the video. Yes, you can also find this on your Schoology page. Let's just make sure that this opens.
On October 4th.
Okay, so that's the video. We're not going to watch it here. You're going to pause this video and you're going to watch it yourself. And then when you're ready to check the answers, you're going to come back here and we'll check our answers for this first task together. Okay, so go ahead, watch the video and try to order these events. Right, okay, well let's check the answers for this. This is not very straightforward actually. So, the world watched as the Soviets launched Sputnik. But this was not the first event. Okay, we need to listen carefully. Sputnik was actually not the first piece of technology. That superlative goes to the V2 rocket in Germany. Yeah, the V2 rocket in Germany. So H, the V2 rocket, was the first one. In a last-ditch effort in the final years of World War II. So this is first. Then by August 1957, the Soviets tested the R7. So this is actually the second event. Yeah. The scary thing about Sputnik, So we need to listen very carefully here because this is quite difficult. By August 1957, the Soviets tested the R-7. Yeah. So first the V-2 rocket, then the R-7 ballistic missile. This was in August 57. Then October 57, the Soviets launched Sputnik. These first three are really quite difficult. Yeah. So this was actually this was the third event. After these first three, it gets a bit easier. The Vanguard. So this is December 57. The Vanguard satellite took off. Explorer was launched in 58. Yuri Gagarin in 61. 62, Project Mercury. So this is the seventh event. So we look here in May 1961, a month after Gagarin's flight. So this is not 8th. So a month after Gagarin's flight, so Gagarin's flight was the 6th event, he announced a goal of putting man on the moon. So this is the 7th event, and then here, Project Mercury. This is the 8th event. So this ordering, in chronological order, it sounds quite straightforward. It's actually quite difficult. And then here, Neil Armstrong is the 9th event. And the Cold War ended in around 1975 when the 2 spacecraft docked, and I think that's the last event. So really, not very straightforward at all. Yeah, not very straightforward at all. It sounds quite simple. Put these events into order, but we need to listen very carefully, and we need to keep track of a lot of dates in our head. Yeah. If you need to watch the video again to better understand this, then please do. Right, okay, so when you're happy that you understand this task, let's move on to this task. Watch the video again and try to answer these questions. Okay, pause the video. When you're ready to resume, and we will talk about them together. Okay, so let's check our answers for this. So what happened on October 4th, 1957? October 4th, 1957. So this is 2A. So 2A. So the Soviets launched Sputnik. Yeah, the Soviets launched Sputnik. When was the V-2 rocket used? When? In the final years of World War II. Yeah. What was scary about Sputnik? So 2C. The scary thing was not the orbiting ball itself, but the fact that technology could be used to launch a nuclear warhead at any city. Yeah? So the scary thing was the technology behind it. Who was the president during the Sputnik launch? We need to listen carefully because these two answers come quite quickly. They're very close together. President Eisenhower. When did Neil Armstrong step onto the moon? So 2E. July 20th, 1969. July 20th, 1969. How did the space race finish? And this marked the end of the space race. Okay, so how did it finish? When America's Apollo spacecraft and the Russian Soyuz spacecraft, they docked when they joined together in space, and that the crew met, shook hands, and exchanged gifts. Okay, so the space race finished when these two spacecraft connected in space, and the crew connected as well. Which of these advancements are not related to the space program? So memory foam is, freeze-dried food is, LEDs are, and satellites are. So mattresses, freeze-dried food, so mattresses are, satellites are, freeze-dried food are, LEDs are. So which two are not? So the television and the thermometer. Yeah. Right, quite an interesting lesson, this one, about space. Please do go through the tape script. If there's a lot of difficult vocabulary in here, please work with your dictionary on that. Okay. So that's this lesson. Let's preview the next lesson. Yes, also in this lesson, there's a nice song called Satellites by James Blunt. Yeah, you can watch this video. This is on YouTube. So here you need to listen, write the correct word. Here you need to order the verse. Okay, which line do we hear first, second, third, fourth? Here, which line do we hear first? Which line do we hear second, third, fourth, and so on? Here, which sound do you hear? Through or true? A or the? Never or ever? Can or can't? Grieve or leave? Yeah. So this is quite a nice song, and of course it's about satellites, so it's connected to this space race lesson. So you can find this video on YouTube. You can just Google here it is. Now I don't want to play it because I might get a copyright strike on this video if I do play it. But that's the video that you need to watch, and the handout is in your booklet. Okay. All right. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this lesson. I'll see you for the next lesson, which may be about getting the news in the high-tech age. Okay. So until then, bye bye.